Hey, what is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher, and we are back with another music reaction. So, as always, I am Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
Together we are
HellaDepraved.
HellaDepraved. Again, she coined it. She says that's how this works.
Late nights, guys. Late nights.
We've been recording for a while. So Elijah Kyle has dropped this track, and I've been obviously wanting to get to it. I'm getting to it now. Why is my finger acting weird? Super excited to actually listen to this. I love Elijah Kyle's music.
I've enjoyed everything that I've heard of him.
It's usually full of emotion, unless he's with King Blitz, and then there's just straight spitting. But usually his tracks are full of introspective moments and thinking about life and wanting to get to where he wants to be. Really love that about Elijah Kyle. It's definitely some music I can listen to outside of just YouTube, just because I am a very introspective person. I'm always looking into myself and fighting my own battles as well. And so me and Elijah would probably get along on that aspect alone. So with that being said, this is called Full Moon. I didn't actually have to squint and read down this time because I noticed it says it really big on the screen there.
I was trying to read the title at the very top.
Right. And as you guys have noticed, every song he's really put out, except for ones that have actual videos, and the one with Blitz, it's had this exact same picture. It's just a different title, and has a different design itself on the sign. So this one, it looks like it has cracks going through the sign. There was one he did a while ago that had like gunshots going through it, amongst other things. So that is also something I look for is what kind of sign designs he has, because it's the little things, people. It's the little things. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to slash it up. We're going to break it down. This is Elijah Kyle, Full Moon. Let's go. All right, just starting off. That was for all you people that like how I pause so much. Let's keep going. Feels like lightning.
In reverse.
Yeah, I feel I'm too real for this industry, too real for these bloodsuckers, vampires all dressed in suits, too real for these motherfuckers, they don't care.
Talking about the industry.
Yep.
Talking about the suits behind the signing of artists, which a lot of them feed off these artists to get what they want out of them, hence the blood sucking.
Vampires.
And the vampires. They use them to gain masses for themselves and usually restrict the artists on what they can and cannot rap about, which is why the independent scene is starting to blow up the way that it is, because people are starting to realize they're getting better music out of the people that are allowed to say the things that they want, as opposed to just listening to the same rehashed drugs, women.
But the industry wants them to propagate.
Right.
Which, again, is why he's saying he's too real for the industry. Also using them for monetary gain.
Right.
Which again ties into the whole vampirism, leeches, bloodsuckers. Yeah.
Because they usually want, like most managers and most record companies, from what I've seen, usually want like a 40 to 60% stake in the music.
It's a large percentage, which is kind of ridiculous when you have somebody like Elijah Kyle, for example, that does most of his creative content himself, versus someone who needs a ghostwriter or musicians, is just kind of the front person for the band.
Right. Let's go.
For these bloodsuckers, vampires all dressed in suits, too real for these motherfuckers, they don't care until somebody dies and suddenly they're fucking idolized. Market albums that are half finished, exploit death, watch the numbers rise. I don't want to.
Yeah. Playing into it. Now, I want to say they mark albums for that specifically. I know that's also kind of in reference to I believe, who was it that just recently died that they're getting ready to put out a new album? Why can I not think of his name? The dude that the marathon situation.
I don't follow enough.
It wasn't Juice WRLD, it was the guy before him. I can't remember, but he's getting ready to put out an album, even though he's passed.
Okay.
So that's them definitely feeding off of the fame. I don't like when artists do that, but I also think it depends on the time limit between when it's done and their death. So like the guy they're talking about, it's only been a few months, so they're still trying to use this time to capitalize on the guy's death to put music out.
Right.
Whereas I know Eminem did it for both Tupac and Biggie, but it was 10, 15 years after they had passed that he put that stuff out. So in that case, it was more of a respect and homage to them as artists.
Yeah. Versus capitalizing on the pending fame of the actual deaths. But he's,
Which is why I was saying the time limit, I think, plays a factor, because that's a 10 to 15 year difference, as opposed to like this is a few months and they're like, hey, let's try and put something out while his name's still hot. And
right. I think it's going to be the person that's putting the album out. Like you're talking about Eminem, who
has a big respect for the game in general.
Exactly, versus the managerial staff, the people that are getting the percentage, the cut.
Right.
That were in charge of that person in the first place. Yeah.
They're fucking idolized. Market albums that are half finished. Exploit death, watch the numbers rise. I don't want to die for you to know me, but I was never here for the fame. Everybody wants to be remembered, not a single person wants to die in vain. Deep thoughts in his balcony, stargazing at the night sky. Full moon if the sky's black, no pain if the song cries. Right.
2 Shots was the song that had the 2 bullet holes that I was talking about. And I only know because it popped up as the info card. I can agree with Elijah Collier. This also just goes to handing people their flowers while they're still alive.
Right.
A lot of people aren't praised or respected as an artist as far as their impact on the game until after they've passed.
Yeah.
For whatever reason they pass.
But I like that he's saying that he doesn't do it for the fame, which is why he's going to keep being himself, staying in his own lane. He doesn't need to be part of the industry machine because he's doing this because this is what he loves. It's his creativity. It's his outlet.
Right.
Gazing at the night sky, full moon if the sky's black, no pain if the song cries, right till I can't feel something, tell me why I always feel nothing, tell me why I always fight demons till I suffocate, no lung function, if I die fast or the money's gone, how many I know would fade away, I'm scared to think that we won't talk again until we're 6 feet in the ground, I pray, I can find peace in the past or the ones that I lost on the way to the top, or I can stay true to my views and beliefs even if album 4 does flop, sometimes I believe I'm the best on the beats with emotions conflicting my thoughts, as I look to the moon and the clock strikes 2, I'm afraid that I still feel lost, yeah.
Just wanted to let that ride out so we weren't pausing it every 15 seconds.
Right.
I think the thing that stood out to me there was the idea of if whatever he's rocking with right now eventually fades, the people around him would too. Because I think that happens to a lot of people where people really are only following you for the success that you're having,
right,
as opposed to who you are as a person.
The other part of it that stood out is that he's saying that he's going to stay true to himself and that he'll be happy even if the album flops because he didn't fall into that kind of fame cycle that perpetuates that whole fame followers that will disappear. Even if he has no one around him right now, he's still true to himself, so he still has himself. He's not getting lost in the process. And of course, there's the whole introspective part that ties into the title of the song, where he's doing all of this on the balcony at night, staring up in a black sky at a full moon.
Been there. Wasn't the moon, though. But yeah.
Airplane.
They might try to kill me for
staring off the overside of an overpass.
Always stand my ground. They might try to kill me for this, But I'm I feel I'm too real for this industry, too real for these bloodsuckers. Vampires all dressed in suits, too real for these motherfuckers. People laughing at suicide while claiming they support mental health. Artists out here sipping lean, purple drinks so the record sell.
It seems like a lot of the songs we've listened to tonight have a common theme. For those of you that don't know, this is being recorded on Saturday to be released on Monday. But a lot of the songs we listened to tonight have a very introspective look on society and life. This is the second one specifically kind of going at society. It seems like, especially the hip hop genre as a whole. Again, just talking about perpetuating a bad image with the lean and glorifying, which Tom McDonald's the first artist I think I really heard rap about it. But people that are glorifying their suicidal tendencies and their depression, and then
mental health problems in order to sell albums.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's, and then talking about the medicines that they take, but also the whole lean
that they're
thing.
abusing.
Right.
I mean, specifically in terms of lean, popping benzos, stuff like that. You're not taking it for an actual mental health problem. You're taking it to get fucked up.
Yeah, you're taking it for the high.
They support mental health. Artists out here sipping lean, purple drinks so the record sell. Independent thought process, ups and downs, and I digress. Life hits you like a mosh pit and a fury jab, unconscious. So what's going on? I don't understand. Government's got the upper hand, brainwash this whole country. Like how the fuck is there still a clan? People living on the streets and veterans cannot eat. And people out here ending lives for presents right under the tree. I cannot stand with you other crowds. I find myself when I'm down and out. Complete hatred for a fixed system that's always meant to tear others down. And I cannot be like y'all. I cannot turn the other cheek. And I cannot be like y'all and keep quiet while others scream. There's waters in flames and no one does notice. The smoke's in the air and all over your screen. They'll probably kill me for being too real. If I disappeared, then it wasn't a dream. Yeah.
Woo! That was it.
I really like the way he put that together. I really like the way that was phrased. Again, it ties back into some of the videos we just watched. It's the whole nature of divisionism and that it's a human cultural perpetual cycle that we've historically been stuck in, but it's propagated a lot by the people representing us, our government, our celebrities, the people that are in charge of the celebrities' careers.
Right. And I think the part that also got me, now I'm not a vet by any means. I've never been in any branch of the military, but I still support them and the things that they do. Because again, we've got men and women that go out there and risk their lives to defend our freedoms and things of that nature. And some of them don't get to come home. But it's like the ones that do, the government's like, you've done your job, now we don't want anything to do with you.
Well,
and it leaves a lot of vets that are homeless that don't get an opportunity, that it's so hard for them to get back into civilian life that they can't get good jobs to keep supporting their family. Whereas in my opinion, if you fight for our country, you should be set.
Right.
It shouldn't be like, if anything, the government should be helping you to get a job.
Yeah, they're discarded and they're abandoned. And I mean, I've had a lot of, I myself have not served. My family members are not veterans, but a lot of my family friends are, a lot of my friends are. And it's something that the two of us have actually spoken on, like how we feel things should be set up. And it's definitely something that I feel very strongly on as being a big problem in our society and where the money is being spent instead being part of the problem. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
They might try to kill me for this, but I'ma always stand my ground. They might try to kill me for this, but I'ma always stand my ground. Many claiming they want change, but how many don't make changes? I can't even watch the fucking news. You're not safe in your own basement.
That goes, what he said goes back to what I said in the previous reaction, is you have to make that change in yourself
Right.
before you can expect change to happen around you. So you've got all these people out there saying they want change, they want change, they want change, but they won't even change themselves to perpetuate the change that they want.
Right. Right. It's manifested on the outside as it is mirrored on the inside. It also goes along with you've already brought up Tom McDonald, some other independent artists that we've watched tonight. King Blitz was the one that came to mind, but
Which they just had a song together. Which,
I'm not surprised.
ironically.
Right? But it is, thank goodness, a topic that's going around with the independent artists. This whole, they might kill me for my message. And, using Martin King Jr., my brain is not working at this point, thank you. Too many reactions tonight. References and so on and so forth, that if you're standing your ground, you're staying true to yourself, your moral code, and your beliefs, a lot of the bigger ups, the government or the management for artistry, like he was talking about initially, they're not going to like it.
No.
So even if he gets killed for it, he's still going to do it. A lot of these artists have had.
They're not going to kill him.
Similar.
Tom McDonald about
Right?
cloning, bring back out in the world.
Well, the whole
That
kill him in his
cracks me
front
up, by
yard.
the way. So many people are like, oh, so many of these artists are just clones. I don't think they are. I think it's a huge conspiracy theory.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are.
In the metaphorical sense,
Right.
it makes sense, but to actually go down the conspiracy route, yeah, not so sure. But yes, shoot him in his front yard. That was
Right.
the track I was thinking of.
But how many don't make changes? I can't even watch the fucking news. You're not safe in your own basement. Take away our rights. I'm not saying what's right, but if I disagree on what you believe, then why's it always gotta be a fight? Yeah.
Thank you.
I knew he was gonna. You can
Thank
see me
you.
mouthing the word "fight." It's not because I've seen this. It's because that's exactly. Well, it was the route I was hoping he was gonna take. Because
And I want to say this
Yes.
to all of my bar and vibe friends, especially. Listen to these words, because just because somebody does not agree with you doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't make them right. It doesn't make them wrong. It is okay to have disagreements, not agree on something, and still be friends.
to be
It really
respectful.
is.
And we're not necessarily saying that is.
And I'm not saying it's all of you guys.
Yeah, or it's
but-
a big thing. It's just, and look, it's not just applicable in the smaller groups. This is
Yeah,
a societal problem. Like I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because
Yes.
it is fine.
It
We're
is.
all
It is.
shush. I will smack you on camera. I will do that.
Don't you threaten me, it's a good time.
Yeah, any cute. But it's a huge problem where we take personal offense to somebody having a different opinion, and being as we're all individuals, and we try to blast that out everywhere. I am an individual. Look at me. But then we're not okay with someone else being an individual, and therefore it becomes a personalized problem versus just a difference of opinions.
Right.
And there's a big difference between agreeing with someone and
Agreeing to disagree.
which is a respectful, mature way to approach the problem. Yeah, okay, we don't agree. You're still a human being. I still respect you.
I mean, regardless of what you believe, your followings of anything, I'm going to love you. Even if you're getting railroaded in the ass by Satan, I'm still going to love you. I might even video record it. I'm just saying.
You might enjoy the show.
No, jokes aside, just allow people to be themselves
Right.
without persecution and judgment and stupid shit. negative, harsh judgment. I think everybody judges people to an extent.
Oh, definitely. And I was going to say, you don't even have to go so far as to say, like, me personally, I'm not going to claim that I'm going to love you. Doesn't mean that I'm going to disrespect you. He just wants to spread the love.
Spread the love.
In all the most inappropriate ways.
I'm not saying what's right, but if I disagree on what you believe, then why's it always gotta be a fight? Yeah, 2020 and it's still racist. Y'all should die. End of conversation.
That's a little dark. I wouldn't go that far. Start killing off people. But then again, they're trying to kill off people. So I don't know. I guess that's it. Yeah, I had to stop it there just real quick. It reminds me again of another Prince EA poem where it was the one I had you watch, Why I Want This World to End. And there's a part where he even goes on to talk about his beliefs, and not his beliefs technically, he's speaking from the perspective of somebody else, where he's like, my religion's, my God's right, yours is wrong. Right. If you disagree, I'll kill you, or at least argue you to death.
Right.
So again, just playing back on that, just because you think you're right doesn't necessarily make the other person wrong. Everybody has their different beliefs. I just liked how he touched it on it.
Right. I want to see kind of where he's going with that statement.
Oh, yeah.
Always gotta be a fight, yeah. 2020 and it's still racist. Y'all should die. End of conversation. Skin color doesn't mean shit. If your heart's pure, we are one nation that's strictly built off lies. Do anything for a profit rise. I can't stand for the injustice. All dress in suits that all hide, yeah.
Hold on.
Built off lies. Do anything. Doesn't mean shit. If your heart's pure, we are one nation that's strictly built off lies. Do anything for a profit rise.
Bill of Lies instead of the Bill of Rights.
Right.
I can't stand for the injustice. All dress in suits that all hide, yeah.
And instead of justice, it's injustice.
I like the play on words.
Good track. I really liked that.
I really liked it. Again, it's another introspective, kind of philosophical, more, I mean, it is introspective to a certain extent, but it's definitely more philosophical, talking about society, the culture, the perpetuation of lies that has led to the divisionism that, you know, is creating a problem. And I wouldn't necessarily say that he's talking about the racist people literally dying so much as it's 2020, racism itself should just die.
Right, which I completely agree with. Again, I do know, and a lot of people might not know this about me, I do know when I was younger, while I did not necessarily hate anyone, I said a lot of hateful and derogatory things about everyone, regardless of your race, religion, sex.
Equal opportunities.
I was an equal opportunity hater. But I would say a lot of negative things just to get a rise out of people. Not so much because I really believed what I was saying, but I just wanted to piss people off. I was a very hateful fucking teenager.
Right.
And that's why wording things like that, even if he is talking about racism itself dying, wording things like that does worry me, because you start to perpetuate racist people dying. And I could have been taken as racist because of a lot of the things that I said.
Right.
But I did change who I was and got over all that bullshit.
Right. Again, it's also being the introspective people that we are, looking for deeper meanings. We're going to hear those words. We're also going to listen to the conclusion, which is what I said I wanted to hear, which is, you know, he's talking about we should be one race.
Which I do agree.
But saying that immediately after, for people that are actually listening, and this has been a huge problem in my life, especially lately, is people, no, not with him, is people that pretend like they're listening to you or are hearing, but they're not actually listening to you. But with him saying that we should all be one race, that we should come together as a community, that shouldn't matter. Taking that in context, I would say that he's talking about racism as a whole should die.
I do agree with that.
So, which I agree with. But yeah, if you put out strongly worded statements like that, yeah, they can be misconstrued if people aren't actually paying attention.
Right. It's a dope-ass song, though. I have
Really
yet to be
enjoyed that.
disappointed by anything Elijah's done.
I'll agree with that. I really like his flow. I like his voice, and I'm very auditory in terms of likes and dislikes. So I thought that was amazing.
Right. And this one went for 25. Anyway. Oh, we're going to end this reaction here, guys. If you guys like the video,
He doesn't have the stamina problem when it's the two of us.
If you guys like the video, be sure to
Take that out of context, please.
If you guys like the video, be sure to slash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below. What did you think of Elijah Kyle's Full Moon? Also, be sure to comment down below if there's anything else you guys would like to see me react to. I got you, or her, us, HellaDepraved. Also, check the description below for my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, my BitChute. I would offer to give you those of hers too, but she doesn't really have any. She is not a social media person.
I don't work for Crumpled Ones. That's all him.
Check the links below as well to the Bar and the Vibe Discords, as well as their YouTube pages, where you can hop in the bar, hop in the vibe, talk to fans, artists, reactors from all over the fucking U.S. / some parts of the world.
The two of us.
The two of us as well.
Doing our fair amount.
And the YouTube channels as well. The Bar YouTube is where you will find the Broken Halos, where they do their podcast every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 7 Est. Where they three women get together for ladies' night at the bar.
Anything can happen. Sometimes it's serious.
And they talk about lady things like
sometimes it's not.
Like
Don't stereotype us.
Clitty litter.
Why not to use glitter? Look at, why?
Running gag. For
Why?
Actually, for like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
The new English litter bomb.
That was awesome. If you do join us at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bar channel for the premieres, which they tend to always be premieres, you can join us in the live chat as well. Most weeks, all three ladies plus Depraved are typing in there. We're also normally in the Bar voice chat at that time.
You can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. You might want to end it.
Anyway, guys, we love y'all.
Good.
Thank y'all for watching. Can't wait to see you Depraved people later. Peace.